Tonight is next.
On World News Tonight this Monday, silicone breast implants do not cause serious illness, says a government panel, but the lawsuits will go on. 2 NATO soldiers killed in Kosovo, a new man on the FBI's 10 most wanted list, and a revolution in organ transplants, growing organs in the lab. We'll take a closer look.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. There's been another attempt to resolve the long-running battle about the safety of silicone breast implants. A government panel of 13 scientists commissioned by the Congress finds that silicone implants do not cause any major diseases. This has been a very controversial area of women's health. Thousands of women have sued the implant makers, and in some cases the makers have made major financial settlements with the women. First, here's ABC's Deborah Amos.
The panel looked at the existing science to answer this question. Do silicone breast implants cause disease? The answer is no.
We could find no definitive evidence linking breast implants to cancer, immunologic diseases, neurological problems, or other systemic diseases.
The panel also found no evidence that silicone used in implants is toxic to humans. Breastfeeding is okay. Silicone is not passed on to feeding infants. Women with breast implants are no more likely to have disease than the rest of the population. So implants were cleared of causing major diseases, but the panel found implants did commonly cause localized problems that often need surgery to correct if the implant breaks or the tissue around the implant shrinks.
Rupture of the implant and contracture around the implant, which results in pain and disfigurement.
Women who have had their implants the longest have the highest rate of rupture, so the panel had this warning. Breast implants don't last a lifetime. The odds of having at least one replacement are high. Deborah Amos, ABC News, New York.
Dow Corning, which was once the world's largest silicone implant maker, said today it will honor the tentative $3 billion settlement it reached with thousands of women in the U.S. and Canada, despite today's report. But the report could have a significant impact on cases yet to be decided. Here's ABC's Jackie Judd.
For women who firmly believe silicone implants did terrible harm, and for the lawyers who represent them, the report settles nothing. Atlanta attorney Ralph Knowles has worked virtually full-time on these cases since 1990.
No one will, quote, surrender because there's no basis to surrender. The litigation war is continuing to go forward.
No basis, they say, because the report is analyzing old science.
They review the same literature that has been reviewed over and over and over again. That literature was not correct in the first place, so we can't expect this report to have a correct point of view.
An enormous amount is at stake, billions of dollars, for women who say they want their health restored, for lawyers who get a piece of any settlement, and for their paid expert witnesses.
Marcia Angel, the first prominent member of the medical establishment to challenge the women's claims, says the medical verdict is beyond question, but that will not end the debate.
There are those with financial interests in believing or in saying that they believe that breast implants cause disease who will try to discredit this report.
Government researchers are working on yet another report about implants. This one involves original research. If no link to serious disease is found, it may finally end this long-running controversy. Jackie Judd, ABC News, Washington.
Overseas today, NATO has suffered its first casualties in Kosovo. 2 soldiers from Nepal serving in the British Army were killed when an explosive detonated. In many ways, Kosovo is a very different place than it was a week and a half ago. Many Serb civilians are gone. All of the Yugoslav army has left. Today, the Kosovo Liberation Army said it would give up most of its heavy weapons, which has caused some skepticism, to say the least. Even the KLA leaders admit their fighters might still be interested in revenge. ABC's Morton Dean tonight from the capital of Pristina on a situation which is still very tense.
The NATO soldiers were clearing explosives. A British officer said they were left in a schoolhouse by Serb forces. 2 other men who were killed in the explosion were believed to be members of the KLA. Later, other explosives at the schoolhouse were purposely detonated to make the area safe. As for making the whole province safe, on this first day of NATO's agreement with the KLA, there are continuing signs that disarming the Albanian rebels is going to be a difficult job. The rebels are very adept at hiding their weapons.
No weapons. Yeah.
The weapons soon reappear. It's very clear that many Albanians still revere the KLA. As the Zain Nulahu family returned home after 4 months as refugees, they carried with them a treasured picture of a family member who fought and died for the KLA. The compound where 40 members of the family lived had been devastated in their absence. Other photographs of their KLA martyr had been defaced or destroyed.
So everything is gone here.
Yeah. This was unforgivable, they said. And members of the family who claimed KLA membership said they will not be deterred. They will punish the criminals no matter what kind of agreement has been signed with NATO. Morton Dean, ABC News, Podujevo, Kosovo.
In Germany today, President Clinton said again that the United States will not pay to repair the damage done by NATO in Serbia as long as Slobodan Milosevic is in power. The Europeans have said that they will foot the bill for most of the rebuilding in Kosovo. It's quite a job, and ABC's Terry Moran is beginning to get a handle on its proportions.
Post-war Kosovo is a landscape of contrast. Gruesome sights, pastoral peace, wrecked neighborhoods, ordinary streets. From the air, the difference is striking. Towns that appear intact, villages obliterated, burned by the Serbs.
Generally in the villages it seems to have been much more a systematic burning of houses.
Overall, one NATO officer estimates 10 to 15% of the buildings in Kosovo are damaged. The Serbs seem to have hit hardest where the KLA was strong or where the Albanian community was prosperous.
There are places in Kosovo, such as the city of Peć in the west, where the Serbs have destroyed almost everything. The UN estimates that up to 90% of the buildings in this part of the country no longer exist.
That is not true elsewhere. The old city of Prizren in the south, virtually unscathed. The capital city of Pristina. Contrary to reports during the war, most neighborhoods are still intact. Then there is the damage done by NATO bombing, devastating and likely to have long-lasting effects. Refineries, factories, and barracks are destroyed. And yet many bridges are still intact, and the main roads are in good condition.
Some NATO bombing has had an impact, but I wouldn't want to overstate it.
It is impossible to forget that all this physical destruction represents countless personal disasters.
Okay, look at my home.
And that as the Serbs leave this place and returning ethnic Albanians exact revenge, the destruction continues. Terry Moran, ABC News, Pristina, Kosovo.
When we come back, some of the other news. Murder along the railroad tracks, a new name on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. And 2 young baseball players, and one very ugly incident.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by the new Impala by Chevrolet.
When was the last time you drove just for the fun of it? Why doesn't somebody bring that back? Meet the new Chevy Impala. Designed, engineered, and built to be the most carefree car on the road.
Let's go for a drive.
Oh, I should have used Preparation H.
Cool it fast. Introducing Preparation H Cooling Gel. Cools on contact for fast relief. New Preparation H Cooling Gel cools on contact.
With Days Inn hotels in over 1,800 cities and towns, there's bound to be one where you're headed. You can pretty much bet on it. Days Inn. There you go.
Introducing Benecol. My doctor said I need to watch my cholesterol, but it's hard.
Now there's new hope for millions of people concerned about their cholesterol.
Benecol. It's a completely new kind of product used in place of butter or margarine. Studies show that Benecol actually helps promote healthy cholesterol levels.
It really tastes good. And it's good for my cholesterol?
I'd use it.
Benecol isn't just low in cholesterol, it actually promotes healthy cholesterol levels.
New Benecol, now available.
I never met a dog I didn't like, which is a good thing, considering some of the occupational hazards my friends put me through. This is mine. This is Herman. Ooh, what do we have here? A tick. That's why I choose Frontline for these guys. Frontline's the best, because it's the only one that protects them from fleas and disease-causing ticks, too. Sorry I kept you waiting, no matter who your best friend happens to be.
For fleas and ticks, veterinarians choose the Frontline of protection.
Okay, one more time. Up.
There is a new name on the FBI's 10 most wanted list, Rafael Resendez Ramirez. He's a Mexican who the FBI believes is a serial killer. He's wanted in connection with 8 murders in 3 states, and what connects them is the train. And now that he's on the list, a lot more people are looking for him. ABC's Mike Von Frem reports from Texas.
The manhunt, which now involves 300 investigators, has been focusing on rail yards because the victims all lived close to the tracks. Ramirez is accused of bludgeoning to death 6 people, including a minister and his wife and a 73-year-old woman. All but one of the victims lived along a stretch of tracks between Houston and San Antonio. But recently, Ramirez was sighted nearly 1,000 miles away in southern Illinois. And today, officials charged him with the murder of a father and daughter who lived just 100 yards from the tracks in the town of Gorham, Illinois.
A positive fingerprint match was made by examiners at the Illinois Crime Laboratory with that of Rafael Resendez Ramirez, taken from one of the crime scenes.
The agency says Ramirez is following a pattern, riding the rails, finding victims close by, taking their cars until they run out of gas, then hopping another train. But the FBI says it has no idea why he started to kill.
He's real dangerous, very dangerous, a real violent person. We need to get him off the streets.
Until he is caught, those living near the tracks live in fear. Mike Von Frem, ABC News, Dallas.
On the money tonight, unused home computers. A new survey by the Arbitron market research firm finds that the percentage of people who say they use their home computer has fallen nearly 40% in the past 4 years. Many say they are not eager to fire up their computers at home because they do their web surfing and their emailing at work. On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down more than 39 points to close at 10,815. On the NASDAQ, stocks were up 66, almost 67 points. Gold prices have fallen to a 20-year low. And so the gold industry has launched an ad campaign to remind people that through the history, the metal has always been a safe investment. The ads poke fun at the 1920s when investors said stock prices would go up forever, and at 17th century Holland, when the speculative mania over investing in tulips ended for many people in economic ruin. The ultimate chess match began here in New York today. The greatest living player, the Russian Garry Kasparov, versus the world on the internet. Kasparov made the first move with the help of a young New York chess player. Anyone with access to the net can now respond, and a team of chess masters will collate the public response and make a move, and then Kasparov will move, and so on and so on. Yes, Kasparov is the one who first won and then lost against the supercomputer Deep Blue. In a moment, growing human organs in the lab, the possibility of an endless supply. We'll take a closer look.
Do you dare to be there everywhere? Can you expose your toes? Or do you hide them because of embarrassing nail fungus that turns nails' colors, makes them thick or brittle? Well, now you can discover how it's possible to get healthier, more beautiful nails back. By calling this number, you'll receive a free video and learn about effective oral treatments your doctor has. This year, learn how to lose those shoes and love it. Then dare to be bare, because fungus-free nails are a bare necessity.
The marvel of its aerodynamics, the sheer exhilaration of takeoff. It's enough to make an aerospace engineer jealous. Chrysler Concorde. With a 200 horsepower V6 engine that's remarkably powerful, yet fuel efficient. Now, Lease a Concorde LX for $289 a month. Chrysler. Engineered to be great cars.
You're on Love Matters. When Love Matters, I'm here to help. Dave?
Yeah, I'm having this problem with my girlfriend. It's kind of involved.
Diarrhea. Get it, and you want it gone.
You're a really good listener, you know.
He needs Imodium AD.
Imodium Advanced. It's even better.
Only Imodium Advanced relieves diarrhea plus cramps and bloating by combining 2 medicines, and it's even faster than Imodium AD.
So was I right to invite my mom along on my honeymoon?
Oh, Dave, absolutely.
Imodium Advanced. Faster relief you can count on.
Wedding season is here, and isn't it nice to know there's one thing that will never let you down? Thompson's Wood Protector. For rain, sun, mildew, it's the most powerful Thompson's yet. You may now protect the deck. Thompson's Wood Protector. It never takes a day off.
Summer. Time to get busy with Red Lobster's 30 shrimp dinner for $9.99. 2 choices, 30 shrimp, $9.99. Escape to Red Lobster.
Well, you've heard it on the news innumerable times. Many families have to live through it. Someone needs a transplant to survive, and there isn't an organ available, or it doesn't match. More than 63,000 Americans waiting now. And so tonight we're going to take a closer look at the seeds of a revolution in organ transplants. First from Boston, ABC's Juju Chang.
This is the moment anyone in need of an organ transplant hopes for, but too often never arrives.
As a surgeon, there's nothing more devastating to me than being in an operating room and not having the organ available for that patient.
Dr. Anthony Atala of Children's Hospital in Boston is working on a solution. He is growing organs in his lab. Using tissue engineering, his team is creating bladders and transplanting them into animals. It's the first time it's ever been done.
The whole concept is to be able to generate organs so that, number one, you don't have a shortage, and number two, you're able to avoid the issues of rejection.
No rejection because the new organs are created from the patient's own cells. This is how it's done. They begin by collecting tissue from the original bladder. These cells are then combined with a complex mixture of hormones and nutrients, which triggers rapid growth.
Within 6 weeks, we have enough cells to cover a football field, basically.
The cells are layered over a biodegradable mold, which is shaped like a bladder, and which will eventually dissolve into the organ. The entire structure is left inside an incubator until it's ready to be transplanted back into the body. And once inside the body, the new organ functions like the original bladder.
Cells are extremely smart. They know what to do if placed in the right situation.
Dr. Atala's tests with the animal bladders have proven successful. So much so that his team is now working to grow human bladders. But, he cautions, human transplantation may be years away.
We really do not want to give false hopes because there's still a lot that needs to be done to get to where we need to be.
Despite their caution, researchers say that tissue-engineered organs could not only do away with long waiting lists for organs, they could eliminate the dangers and costs of organ rejection.
We've estimated that the healthcare costs to the United States alone due to tissue loss or organ failure are around $500 billion.
It's a triumph of medicine and engineering, coming together with the promise of an endless supply of longer-lasting, more compatible organs. Juju Chang, ABC News, Boston.
Well, that's what's going on today. Now take a look at what's going on, in a sense, tomorrow. ABC's Ned Potter reports on the kind of research that may reshape transplant surgery and medicine altogether.
Any surgeon who has seen the body's inner workings knows its complexity. Which is why in this liver transplant they are trying to use nature instead of going around it.
14 minutes on. Give me 6 over.
Rather than remove the liver of a dead donor, doctors take just a fragment from a healthy 24-year-old woman and move it into her ailing stepmother. Nature will do the rest. Unlike any other major organ, a fully functional liver can grow from one small part.
The operation we did today is an important innovation, but it's only a step on the way to making more donor livers available for patients.
So researchers hope to take a giant next step, growing all the body's vital organs naturally for patients who need them.
In my view, building a whole vital organ is the holy grail of tissue engineering.
At Massachusetts General Hospital, Dr. Joseph Acanti and his team are experimenting with heart and liver cells. The hope is that they can be manipulated so that from a tiny piece of heart tissue, for instance, you can grow a left ventricle or a right atrium. In lab animals, they've already grown heart valves, muscle, and sections of the digestive tract. Eventually, doctors hope there will be commercial laboratories so that if you need a new liver or some cartilage, or even if you've lost a tooth, they'll be able to grow a new one for you on demand.
I think that the implications, should we be successful at this quest, are very profound for all of medicine and surgery.
No problem.
It may be someday that medicine will be able to give you a new part naturally. Ed Potter, ABC News, Boston.
And just one last item today about medicine and the future. There was a transplant of a very different nature in Florida today. 6-year-old Adam Johnson was showing off his refurbished right arm. Last year, he had his upper arm bone removed because of cancer. Doctors replaced it by fusing the bone of someone who died with a bone from Adam's leg. It is the first time that a live bone has been fused with that from a cadaver, and hopefully it will grow right along with Adam. In a moment, bad baseball.
If you did that on the street, you would be in jail. You would be arrested.
A bright future for a pitcher with a questionable past.
If you're one of the 36 million people who wear dentures, this is big. Polident Overnight, now with PolyShield, cleans tough stains overnight, then forms an invisible barrier to keep you feeling fresh all day.
Mrs. Dash is shaking up cooking.
We're back and we're grilling burgers. With Mrs. Dash, we'll make you a hero. Take lean ground beef, add an egg, some breadcrumbs, and plenty of Mrs. Dash onion and herb. Or be brave. Try extra spicy. Then grill them. Mrs. Dash is a blend of 100% natural herbs and spices. No salt or MSG. Just the good stuff. Now that's a burger with a lot more Dash.
Call for more recipes.
No, this isn't a jeans commercial. It's about constipation. You're bloated, not yourself. Your size 10s feel like 2s.
FiberCon has natural fiber action to relieve bloating constipation.
I'm myself again.
FiberCon, be regular, be yourself.
With Days Inn hotels in over 1,800 cities and towns, you never think about where to stay. You just go with the flow. Days Inn. There you go.
This is indeed a small miracle, a triumph over everyday arthritis pain, made possible by a remarkable medicine, Tylenol Arthritis Extended Relief. So effective even the newest arthritis prescription hasn't been proven to work better. And no other type of pain reliever is gentler to your stomach than Tylenol. Miracle drug? Someone sure thinks so. Tylenol Arthritis. Take comfort in our strength.
Nancy will have to see from near to far almost 1,000 times today. Her eyes will focus on 40 labels, 60 charts, and 100 smiles. And in all that time, she'll never once think about the science that allows her to focus instantly at all distances. Nancy just knows that her Verilux lenses help her see better. And for her, that's a very comforting thought. Verilux, the comfort of better vision. For more information, call toll-free 1-800-VERILUX.
In the beginning, all was darkness and sorrow. And then, one day, now, it is time. The Maytag Dual Cool Refrigerator, where finally the temperatures are just right. Yay! Our future looks bright indeed, for this refrigerator actually keeps food fresh.
Great meal. Uh-oh, gas pressure. What now? What else? Gas-X, with the most powerful medicine for fast relief. Nothing works faster.
Hey, want to go for ice cream?
Gas-X, the power to fight gas fast.
Tonight, Workaholics.
Does he ever take a day off?
No.
Is it an addiction like alcoholism?
I love what I do.
I love doing what I'm doing.
Can they turn their work off, and at what cost? Are you at risk on 2020 tonight?
Finally from us this evening, a story about Major League sports, behavior, money, and talent, no doubt. Major League Baseball has just had its annual draft, and number 26 got our attention. Ben Christensen is a very talented pitcher, and yet many people wondered if he'd be passed over by the majors. ABC's Dean Reynolds explains why.
So I still throw every day.
Ben Christensen was fielding calls from sports writers the other day. The Wichita State pitcher with the 96-mile-an-hour fastball had just been drafted by the Chicago Cubs.
I'm just looking forward to getting out and throwing against some live hitters and, you know, really full speed again, which I haven't got to do for a while.
He hasn't had a chance to do it for a while because he was suspended after this incident on April 23rd. The player on the ground is the University of Evansville's Anthony Molina. He was hit in the face by a Christensen fastball. But what made this truly ugly was that Molina was not standing in the batter's box at the time. He was standing here, some 20 feet from home plate, and the game hadn't even started yet. Witnesses said that as Christensen was warming up, Molina was facing away from the mound, waiting for his turn at bat. And that when he looked back at the pitcher for just a second, the ball hit him squarely in the left eye.
If you did that on the street, you would be in jail. You would be arrested if you threw that object at somebody walking down the street that wasn't looking.
Christensen says he threw Molina's way because he thought Molina was trying to gauge the speed of his pitches, a tactic Christensen and his coaches consider unsportsmanlike. Pitchers routinely brush back hitters to intimidate them, but when they're at the plate, not when they're closer to the on-deck circle, as in this case. Molina needed 23 stitches to close the wound. His eye socket was fractured in 3 places. His baseball days are probably over. Yet the notoriety of the incident did little to dampen big league interest in Ben Christensen. The Cubs say drafting him does not condone what he did.
What he did, was it wrong? Absolutely. Does he deserve a second chance? Yes, he absolutely does.
Critics say the Cubs' move is indefensible and made worse because Christensen will likely get a hefty signing bonus.
Just look straight ahead of the light.
As for Molina, the swelling is down, but he still has blank spots in his vision and questions for the Cubs.
I kind of wonder why people would still be interested in someone that would do that, you know? I mean, what if it would have happened to your own child? What would you think of? Would you draft the guy then?
Today, Ben Christensen looks forward to a long, enriching career at Wrigley Field.
It's good seeing you again.
While Anthony Molina looks forward to surgery on his eye later this summer. Dean Reynolds, ABC News, Wichita.
And that is our report on World News Tonight. Don't forget 2020. And on Nightline this evening, they're going to deal with try to help children before a high school tragedy erupts. I'm Peter Jennings. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Tomorrow, technology launches young and generous millionaires. The huge impact they're having on this country. Watch ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABCnews.com, now a part of the Go Network.
ABC Tuesday. It might have the drama of ER.
There's no way I'm doing this!
Then again,
I'ma set knock you out.
it might not. Tarzan's got nothing on this Spin City. Then, TV Guide calls Sports Night a smart, fast-paced comedy that scores.
Nice show, everybody.
It all begins 9, 8 Central. See you Tuesday on ABC.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
5 days ago, he visited the volunteer state to launch his bid for the nation's top spot.
Today, Vice President Al Gore made another stop here in Nashville for what's becoming a Tennessee tradition. Good evening, everyone. Mr. Gore took center stage today at the 8th Annual Family Reunion Conference.
And tonight we have team coverage of the event We begin with News 2's Kelly Som, who's live at the Langford Auditorium. Kelly?
That's right. The Vice President just wrapped up a teleconference ending today's formal discussions of the first day of the family reunion, Part 8. Now, the conference takes on a slightly different feel this year with Gore as a presidential candidate. This year's themes, family and the community.
It shouldn't be so hard to be a good, strong family in